We are with the Foreign Minister of Taiwan, Minister Joseph Wu. He is at a Japan Taiwan initiative. And sir, how do you see Japan's relationship with Taiwan, especially at this stage?
Taiwan's relationship with Japan has been very solid. Look at this event. It's a show of Taiwan and Japan's fruits. Sometimes Taiwan's fruits are being banned by China. For instance, mangoes produced in Taiwan are very good. But somehow, Hong Kong government or Macau government tested positive on our mangoes. I don't know how they find the noses of the mangoes to do the test or what their symptoms are. But they did that. But no matter what, it's always Japan that stood out and support Taiwan's products. So this is just one of the symbols. And whenever we have some difficulties, Japan is always the country that stands out to help Taiwan. And by the same token, whenever there's any kind of disaster or whenever there's some events that need help from Taiwan, Taiwan's people always stand out to support Japan. So the kinds of relations between Taiwan and Japan is not seen anywhere else. It's been very good.
And with these Chinese missiles that were fired on top of Taiwan and landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone, do we also see an increase in military cooperation between the two countries?
That is one area that we do not have substantive relations with each other. The relations between Taiwan and Japan is coming from grassroots. It's people and people relations. We have very strong affinity for Japan. By the same token, the Japanese people also have very strong affinity toward Taiwan. And that is a very good foundation for us to move forward beyond the current people-to-people relations. And I would say that political relations are also very good. You know, we have heavyweight Japanese politicians coming to Taiwan very frequently. And we also have visitors going to Japan very frequently as well. And for the more sensitive area, we do not talk about it openly. But we do have some cooperation on the non-traditional security areas like cybersecurity or disinformation campaign collaboration. And that has been going very well.
How would you describe the situation right now in the Taiwan Straits and what's happening with China's actions, sir?
I think we will reserve that question for the day you meet with me, but very briefly, the relations between Taiwan and Japan and China are not very good. And the reason is very simple. It is that China has ambition. And its ambition is not just Taiwan, but it's a global ambition. They targeted Taiwan at this time, but they also targeted at the disputed water in East China Sea. And look at the way they expand their influence and power in the South China Sea. And this is not it. They also move beyond the first island chain into the Pacific. They concluded a security agreement with the Solomon Islands not long ago, and they intend to move beyond Solomon Islands to other Pacific islanders. And the security agreement with Solomon Islands got some other countries very nervous. For example, the Solomon Islands is right at the doorstep of Australia, and you can see how nervous Australia can be. And China's ambition is not that only. Look at Sri Lanka. And I'm sure our Indian friends look at it with amazement that how China can bring down Sri Lanka to its collapse, but at the same time got control of its harbor. China is doing the same thing to Cambodia right now, and it's moving beyond the Indian Ocean all the way to Africa. Look at Djibouti. And China's ambition is not limited to this. So that's what I say. We see what China is capable of doing, and therefore it takes all democracies, India included, to work with each other to ward off the expansion of authoritarianism.
So is that a bigger role that means for AUKUS and Quad and for world democracy?
Exactly. All democracies need to work together. We saw Ukraine and we saw Taiwan Strait. It's already been very obvious. The democracies around the world need to unite. Unite, we stand. If not, we fall.
That's a very significant point you're making, Minister. Democracies need to stand together. Yes. But are they doing enough, or is there still a fear of China?
Let's keep working on our unity. Okay.
for talking to us at India Today, Minister.
Thank you.
Many thanks.
Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of days.
Thank you very much, Minister. Joseph Wu, the Foreign Minister of Taiwan, saying democracies need to unite to take on an expansionist China. With cameraman Sachin Chandok in Taipei, Taiwan, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.